Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Cryptocurrency for Dummies. My name is Solomon Jones, and we're now tuned into a maestro, one of my dear friends, Mr. Smith, aka Mr. Fufu. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. It's nice to be here with you.
Okay, let's move the mic a little bit here because I know you're a bit more soft-spoken than I am.
I think it's the weather.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in a secret location right now. I can't even tell you where we are because of the fact that Mr. Fufu values his privacy. His model girlfriend is lying in the bedroom right there. Anyway, let me get back to being focused. Mr. Smith, aka Mr. Fufu, you got into cryptocurrencies and you've benefited from that. Can you tell the people, I know you value privacy, but can you tell the people what is it that you do and who are you?
Basically, I would say, like you said, I value my privacy a lot, but as Mr. Fufu, I've actually benefited from cryptocurrency, the boom of it. Mm-hmm. And being able to get on it at a very early stage has really helped. And like I told you the first time, it was just a stroke of luck by meeting the person at the right time that was able to tell me about what Bitcoin is all about.
Okay, certainly. So you say a stroke of luck, but is it really a stroke of luck considering that you have made a lot of money? Or is it also, you did your due diligence in terms of research and educating yourself on it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was what I meant by a stroke of luck was when you are at the right place, when you get an information about something and you are able to tap into it right at the right time. So what happened was I was doing a different job overseas in Dubai a couple of years ago, and I had a client that was from China, and we just had an after event thing that we joined after my work hours, and I was just talking to him about general things about life and prospect of it. And he said to me, hey, how would you like to make money like I am? And I'm like, oh, I was probably thinking of exporting or anything from China or something. Then he said, have you heard about Bitcoin? I'm like, what is Bitcoin?
Yeah.
So he made the explanation the way he could, because he couldn't speak English, so it was here and there kind of talk.
Yeah.
But because I was able to come down to his level, we were able to relate, and I decided, okay, fine, I was gonna look into what he was talking about, because what I actually was into was mining of Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah, it was mining of Bitcoin, and mining of Bitcoin is where you get most of this sophistication of hardwares, and those machines solves those problems, and you get rewarded with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, I've had all the pitch that he was giving me, but I told him then, I said, hey, I don't have a degree in computer science or engineering or anything like that. I mean, the stereotype part of me is always telling me all Chinese are like computer gurus and stuff. So then the guy laughed and laughed. He said, I didn't even go to school myself. I'm like, okay, if you didn't go to school and you could do better with this stuff, I might as well just, see what this is all about. Then after doing my own due diligence, I was able to see what all of these things is about.
Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you say your own due diligence, I like that. How did you begin to do the research, the work to do that due diligence?
So what I
did you go on Google? I mean, what did you do?
Oh yeah. So what I first did was I went on Google. I saw some few articles, because not too many people were interested in anything like Bitcoin. I saw multiple kinds of digital currencies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like perfect money, like liberty reserves. So I was reading about all of these kinds of currency, and I read about Bitcoin.
Now, if you don't mind, I don't mean to cut you off. I know you, but around what year was this? Was this 2012, 2015? What year was this?
Yeah, that was around 2013.
2013.
Yeah, okay. early 2013. So.
Okay.
I was reading about it there, but I knew what the guy told me was Bitcoin. So I felt okay, fine. But I wasn't that rich, so I was just able to buy copies of it. About, I think the total I got then was around 2,000 pieces of it.
Do you remember what price Bitcoin was at that time?
I couldn't actually remember, but I knew it was reasonable and pretty very affordable then. So yeah, it was just some random amount of money that I probably could afford as a marketing manager then.
Okay.
So I got some of it then.
So I'm looking here. I'm googling it, right? So Bitcoin up in 2013 was as low as $100.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. And for someone like me that lives in Dubai, it was a kind of disposable income that I could afford to buy. So
you were working in Dubai, but also living there.
Yeah, I was working and living there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and for me to be able to afford that kind of fancy and glamour of a city, you know, so what the guy just told me, I was like, okay, fine, I'll just buy. Okay. Then part of the things I read then was about a particular guy that said something. He said, from the dawn of internet, people were doubting about the facts of what the prospect of it can become. Yeah, and he compared it to USPS, the mail, post office mail. He said people were saying, oh, there is no way you can send email there, you know, that would like outbeat regular mails, and because that was what people were used to.
Yes.
So I kind of moved that kind of a knowledge into this, believing that there's someday people will decide they want to go digital currency. And if you look at it from the perspective of digital currency, there are some people that they hate handling money in the physical cash. Some will tell you about the kind of diseases that you can get by touching, you know, public money and stuff. So that too is part of the problem. And also, most of these currencies that we are spending, any of those countries can wake up one day and print more money.
Yeah.
And one thing that I read about,
they do that now anyway. Look at what's going on right now.
Exactly. The US government can wake up tomorrow and start printing money. But when it comes to digital currency, most of this currency already have a number, the maximum amount of circulation.
Bitcoin has what, the 21 million cap?
Yeah, 21 million cap. So you can print money or Bitcoin. So it's always going to be 21 million.
Right.
So, and that will tell you that the more there is a demand for Bitcoin, the more the value will keep going up based on the fact that you can print more of it. And at some point, price of Bitcoin is going to end up being around $100,000, and we from
wait. You just said something, $100,000, right?
Yes.
Now, I cut you off, but I did it on purpose because a year ago, Bitcoin was at around this time. It was about 20,000 or close, right?
Yeah, it was about 19,600 or something there. Yeah, dollars. Yeah.
Bitcoin was now coming into the mainstream news. People who didn't even hear it, they were like, Bitcoin, what is that? Why is it going up? Yeah. There was a lot of what they call FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You know what that is. And there were a lot of new Bitcoin millionaires, and a couple friends of mine, they became millionaires literally overnight.
Yeah, it's more like a redistribution of wealth. Yeah, because
now let me ask you this, because I get this from a lot of people. They saying, you know, Bitcoin went up because more people went in there. It sounds like a pyramid or Ponzi scheme.
No, it's not, because it's...
Why is it not, if you don't mind answering that?
Yeah, because actually Bitcoin itself is, like I've stated, is a digital currency.
Yes.
That you can use as either you want it as a store of value.
Yes.
Or you can use it as a source of payment. So, and when something is transferable, where I can without the main point of it is that you don't even need a central bank.
Yes.
So most people do use it as a source of payment. Yeah, and if you look at the volume of transactions we are having every day, it's so huge there. I mean, and the volume of people that are getting onto it, even the merchants that are accepting it, It's to tell you that there is more credibility and history behind it. So I would assume that if something is a Ponzi scheme, Microsoft will not be a part of it. Then,
so then why do people think it's a Ponzi scheme? Because you have people saying now, well, more people got into it last year, and then now it's down because it's not as many people. Do you think that's why people think it's a Ponzi scheme, because they don't understand it, or why do you think they think that is?
Yeah,
a pyramid scheme or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, everything people don't understand. There is always fear of what what the unknown is all about.
Yes.
Yeah, and one thing that I've learned over the period of time is that people sometimes could be right about one particular thing, but have they done their research about it?
Yes. People
have been talking about Bitcoin being a Ponzi scheme since the dawn of Bitcoin in 2009, and Bitcoin is still around. So and now with the kind of regulations that SEC is trying to approve the ETFs, so that would tell people that it's something that's more real than being just something illegal.
Okay, so that's a very good explanation. So let's go back. You first get started in Bitcoin, this and that, right? Then what happened? I mean, did you see all of a sudden it jumped up or down, or what did you experience?
I wasn't even paying attention to. I wasn't even paying attention to it, because the funny thing was that I bought some other stocks that year, and for whatever reason I lost the certificates of those stocks. So I was like not even paying more attention to it and everything like that. Then one funny day, I've moved here to the US, and I was like on Coinbase or something. Yeah. So I was on Coinbase, and Bitcoin was trading on Coinbase, and I felt like, oh shoot, I've got some of this shit. Then I said, oh okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'll transfer some of what I got into Coinbase and see.
Okay.
So I knew the value wasn't that great then until 2015-16, that it kept going up and up until 2017, and then I said, oh my god, this is crazy.
Okay, so but I mean, you started in 2013, right?
Yeah, I've had some of it 2013.
But when did you cash? I mean, you didn't cash out all in 2017, obviously. No, when was like your first, like, where you like, whoa, your first like major withdrawal where you're like, this money can do something? And what did you do? Did you buy like a car, a house, or?
I would say my first cash out was 2015, and I did another cash out 2016.
Okay.
So I did another cash out 2017, which was even before the 19,000 break.
Right. So now, if you don't mind sharing, do you remember the amount of your initial investment in 2013?
In 2013, my initial investment was so insignificant. Maybe it can be up to like $5,000 or something. Yeah, it can be up to like that. Yeah, because it wasn't that much of a money. Right. Yeah, it was a kind of money there.
When you cashed out in 2015, I mean,
it was way more. It was way more, a lot of money. And I cashed out purposely because I was going to buy a house in Nigeria. So yeah, and I was able to do that. I fucking live the very big area now. So
so when did you realize there's something to this cryptocurrency thing? And then when did you start taking it serious? Because you said you put it in and you kind of forgot. When did you say, okay, because I see you every day, right? Yeah. And I mean, me and you, we talk, and I'm going to keep it private. But you are constantly looking at news on cryptocurrency. How did you get to that point? Was it in 2015, 2016, or when?
So
where you were like, hey, there's something to this.
Yeah. So in after my cash out in 2016, I decided to go into mining of cryptocurrency itself.
Okay.
So that got me involved with meeting different people that does.
So you weren't doing like some home mining like I'm doing right now, where the computer is going in the background.
Oh no!
You got like a mining.
Yeah,
okay.
because I already have the cash.
Right.
Yeah, I've made money from from the initial investment.
Right.
I was able to buy all these hardware from China to like start a mining farm.
Right.
So I started mining and I started like getting rewards of cryptocurrency. So, but one thing I first did was I didn't even start mining Bitcoin. I started mining Litecoin.
Ooh. Okay. But
yeah,
but Litecoin was lower at the time than Bitcoin, so that.
But the reward was more.
Yes.
So
yes.
At the initial
yes.
stage, I was getting like huge way more coin of Litecoins. So I dumped all my coins on Litecoin when it was around $120 in 2017.
I bet you wish until it went to 330 though, right?
I mean, it's all about speculation,
of
and
course.
It depends. And one of these things depends on how greedy you are. If you're really very greedy, you might just want to wait till it reaches a particular amount of money. But overall, my experience with cryptocurrency has been very great. I mean,
right. So wait. Let's not get off that mining topic.
Okay.
So you got into mining, and then you started mining yourself.
Yeah, I did. I just started mining myself.
And what year was that when you started? 2016 when you started?
Yeah, I did start 2016 because I registered the business.
So now,
the state and
not only are you investing in cryptos, but now you're mining, and cryptos are making cryptos for you, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Those equipments, the thing about mining, when I talk about mining, I'm not talking about the coal mining, so I don't want people to mistake.
But this is for my crypto. They know what we talk about.
Oh, okay.
My crypto audience is very knowledgeable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting this on my regular channel because they might be like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to be like, picturing me going into the cold and shoving down.
Like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where they just like roll your boat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So basically, I first started with a one fan, then two. We expanded over the period of time when the
now you gotta explain when you say one fan, what does that mean? To the people that may not know what that means.
So where most centers, people refer to their mining center mostly as a fan.
Right.
Like FARM. Like So when you call it a Bitcoin mining farm, most people that are into cryptocurrency already know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I started at one farm, then it grew into two more. Then so I have a total of 3 here in the US, and we're currently moving most of our hardware now overseas because of the cost of electricity. Yeah, so I currently.
So wait, it's cheaper overseas?
Yeah, actually, I secured a contract in Nigeria now to get more cheaper electricity. The electricity was mainly meant for Dangote. It's because
Bitcoin uses a lot of energy to mine, as well as other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
because right now, actually, we've shut down all of our 3 mining farms because of the prices of coin, and the reward right now, we're just probably going to be pumping more money into paying back of the electricity. So but back to my conversation, I was able to secure price of electricity almost to 0 in Nigeria now.
Wow.
Yeah, so what I'm going to be paying is like nothing. Yeah.
Amazing.
So even my outdated mining equipment for other coins like Dash, Litecoin, and some old like X11 for Bitcoin can still be profitable mining in Nigeria now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Now you've done a couple cash out stuff like that. When you took the money out, if you don't mind sharing, because I know a lot of people say, if I ever take a big sum of money out, I'm going to buy a house, or I'm going to pay off my student loans, or I'm going to go on vacation. Me, myself, I went to a yacht party in Miami with 10 girls.
Okay.
But that's a long story. That's a different story. What did you weren't supposed to hear that. What did you end up doing when you first took out your money? Like, what did you end up doing? Like, you know what I mean?
I know this is going to sound strange.
Right.
I basically gave almost all of it away.
You ain't giving nothing to me. Who did you give it to? Like friends, family?
Yeah, families.
Okay.
Yeah, families, my community. I was able to like actually develop a solar energy for the people of my village where I come from. So huge volume of that money went to that project, and some of it to my.
And you're originally from Nigeria.
Yeah,
right?
I'm originally from Nigeria.
Shout out to Nigeria. I got a lot of people from Lagos that watch me, Nigeria, and also Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. Cryptos is strong in Africa, more stronger than people think.
Yes. Yeah. And we actually need it because when you look at the banking structures in Africa, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like the rest of the world, the banking system is corrupt. When every of these bankers want to talk, bash Bitcoin, they talk about Bitcoin, you can use it to launder money, you can use it. They just raided Deutsche Bank. The police just raided Deutsche Bank in Germany recently about money laundering. So, and from even before Bitcoin.
Well, it's funny that you say that because banks have been laundering money for so long.
Yeah, for so
Back
long.
for gangsters and drug dealers.
Exactly. But they were. But whenever they want to talk anything bad about Bitcoin, they say, "Oh, they use it to launder money for."
You know what's funny? I remember. Do you remember last summer, 2017? JP Morgan, one of the CEO came out, he bashed Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Then a few months later, JP Morgan, they opened up their own division for Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies.
They bought
the hypocrisy.
They bought in actually because one thing about Bitcoin is that because of the speculations, that means it's vulnerable to news.
Yes.
It's vulnerable to policies.
Yes.
It's vulnerable to a lot of things that moves the market. So when people generally like Warren Buffett, for instance, like the CEO of JP Morgan, I've forgotten the guy's name now. I think it's John something then or something like that, or Demi or something like that. So so when they make
Jamie Dimon.
I know it was like Jamie something. Whenever they make whenever they make public comment like that, it does affect the market. And the funny thing was that I don't even think it was up to a week when they bought over maybe 600 million of it.
Now, I find it interesting that, you have a guy like Jamie Dimon. I remember very well, he criticized cryptocurrencies. He's bashing it, and then he bashed it again this year. But yet his company's involved in it. I mean, isn't that kind of hypocritical when you think about it?
Yeah.
How can you bash something?
It's just to destabilize the market. Okay, look at the current president, for instance. He just talks shit about a particular company and the stocks keeps going down. So that would tell you the power of all these big bankers and investors. What they could do, and
and they're scared. Because this will take money out of their hands and put it in the people's hands.
Exactly.
You and me and other people.
And what the mistake they don't understand is there are parts of the world where people have cell phones, but there are no banks nearby.
Yeah.
When you go to remote places in Indonesia, people don't have banking structures, but they have cell phones with internet. That means they could do business, they could sell, they could get their money, they could pay for stuff by using digital currencies.
Yes.
And if you look at the people coming in now these days, like the CEO of Facebook now, they're developing their own
Mark Zuckerberg.
He's developing his own cryptocurrency. And in fact, they have like an aggressive recruitment going on right now, recruiting people all over the industry, trying to make sure they get them in onto their own side to be able to develop a cryptocurrency. I think, but one thing I think about their coin is that they're trying to come out with a more stable coin or something like that. So, and when I talk about stable coin, I'm talking about coins that are backed with US dollars, one for one. Mostly
like Tether.
Like Tether, like the new USDC, the one backed by Saku, which is part of I think it's owned by is it Warren Buffett or something like that? Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly. And I do have to do my
I know it's backed. I know it. Oh, sorry, by Goldman Sachs. Sorry,
Goldman Sachs.
By Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. Okay. So they're trying to develop something like that as well. But
by the way, I love your shoes. By the way, these are some fresh. We gotta get these shoes and put them. On Snapchat. These shoes are fresh as hell.
I'm actually trying to stay low key now. My girl has been complaining about me being flashy a lot these days. Yeah, so
She loves it. Don't listen to her. She loves it. Look, now, in 2018, we've noticed what they known as the bear market, right?
Yes.
2017, I mean, everybody's like, Bitcoin is going to the moon. You know that saying. 2018, we've had a bear market. Hold that question because we're going to talk about the bear market. But what I find interesting is you talking about Tether and the other coin. There's a coin that just exploded in 2018. Well, most coins have been suffering, right? Most coins have been struggling. XRP, also known as Ripple, has gone up to take the #2 spot, bumping Ethereum and Litecoin out the way. Now, a lot of banks love Ripple because it's more centralized than other coins.
Exactly.
Some people are saying it's manipulation. Is that a coincidence, or is there some truth to that? That the banks are manipulating so XRP maybe will overtake Bitcoin one day because that's what they want. They want to be in control.
I would say about Ripple though, the adoption of Ripple is more acceptable now in most places, in more places. I'll put it that way. Because I think recently Bahrain just got into legalizing Ripple in their country or something. The Kingdom of Bahrain, and most of the big exchanges in United Arab Emirates, like the Ansari exchange, they have partnered with Ripple to be able to use it for their customers for settlements. And big banks like I think Third and Fifth or something here in the US or something like that, maybe 15 Third or whatever they call that bank. They are also as well using the Ripple system to.
Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing when anyone is adopting a new technology, regardless of whoever it is. You understand? So the more there is an adoption of a particular technology, the more people will have access to it. So I won't be against the bank to adopting Ripple.
Okay. Now, are you a Ripple fan yourself? Do you own Ripple? Do you like?
I honestly, I bought into Ripple when the coin was just starting as an investor, but I dumped my Ripple when it was at $3.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I got into Ripple when it was like 30 something cents. I think it's still down, but I think that
I bought mine at 1 cent, but I sold it at $3.
I think with the next bull run, Ripple will be doing phenomenal. But before we get into that, let's talk about the bear run that's happened. You know, I'll be honest with you. Cryptos last year, you know, I got into it. That's how I started my YouTube channel, Cryptocurrencies for Dummies. And when I got into cryptos because I'm a late baby. I got into cryptos 2017 in May. I remember May 16th. Litecoin was like $25. I wish I would have bought more. Cryptos kept going up. You know, I paid attention to it. Whatever. But in 2018, the story had been the opposite. So cryptos just tumbled down after January. And then in April, it looked like, okay, cryptos might do a bull run. We might go back to 10,000. Because it was about 7,000 or 8,000 at that time in April, if I made my memories off. But I remember
April, May to like late June.
I remember we were just hoping.
Yeah, Bitcoin was around 9,000 because I remember vividly that during that time was I started a project during that time that I was thinking, oh, maybe I should cash out, maybe I shouldn't cash out, maybe I should cash out, maybe I shouldn't cash out, because it was imbalanced, you know, because I was thinking the bull run will probably run into the end of the year. And you know, the sad thing about cryptocurrency is you probably cash out your money and the next day you see how many millions you've lost.
Facts. Facts. You thought lied about that.
And you're wishing you are like, you know, stayed put, like, you know, cash out the next day or something like that.
So, you know, it's crazy because I had my money in this altcoin and, you know, I thought it was going to do great. I'm like, yeah, it's going to pump. It's going to go to the moon.
Yeah, what kind of altcoin is that?
It was called Flixio. Flixo.
Flix.
It's a decentralized platform like YouTube where you can upload videos, share videos, and then, you know, you would make their Flixio bucks that way, because I felt like, YouTube is too centralized.
Yeah, most the issue that people don't realize about altcoins these days, you need to look at the developer.
Yeah.
You need to look at the group itself, the reputation of that group developing that particular coin. You know, there are some people that just make coins just for the purpose of cashing out and just and just like
particularly with ICOs, initial coin offerings.
Yeah, so just to leave the investors holding the empty bag for them. So one thing I usually invest in now is just coins that they already like, you know, they are like Bitcoin, that they do have solid reputation.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So you weren't really doing ICOs or initial coin offerings?
No, God no. I did one which was like Paragon coin, and the reason and the reason I got on there was because when I looked at the initial investors, like the rapper game was on it. It was like,
that should have told you right there. It was gonna do well with rappers.
Yeah, the rapper game, and it's the coin was meant to be used as payment for people buying medical marijuana and stuff.
Okay.
But when I looked at I think it was that time they passed law in Colorado. Yeah, they just legalized it in Colorado. So, and when you move into a country during Obama's time, you think everything will be more going towards the progressive side. So so from my own speculation was there, if one state is doing it, maybe another state will join. Then before we know it, you know, it's going federal. And if this coin is what they want to be using as a form of payment, you might want as well just getting on it earlier on. So that was why I invested in it. So
how did it turn out?
Not so great. So yeah, not so great. I lost that money. I lost that money.
So you're not a fan of ICOs at all?
Oh no.
And I know there's people listening. They say, "Well, I made $500,000 in ICOs in 1 year. Or I made X." They made a lot of money. Me personally, with ICOs, I'll be honest. I just didn't feel comfortable enough, you know, because there's a lot of stuff you have to do. But you know, I know a lot of guys that are probably going to listen to this. They make good money on ICOs. Yeah, but I'm
not bashing ICOs. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But now,
one thing I've noticed these days, immediately after the ICO is done and the coin is listed on an exchange, the first thing you want to see is that the price will go up, then it's going to dip down. And at that time, if I'm interested in that coin, I fucking buy it at a very low price. So
below the ICO price.
Yeah, exactly. So that way it pays me more money rather than just like, you know, having to deal with this shit about. And one other thing is that if you look at the developer of a coin, if they are not reputable, most of these exchanges will not list them for sale. And it depends on the volume of markets your coin is listed on that will determine how many people will have access to it.
Yeah, I mean, you got coins, they want $5 million, but they don't have white paper. Now, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you
can't
do that now.
Any coin I'm buying into has to be listed into at least 50 markets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 50 markets. It has to be trading on at least 50 markets.
Okay.
So if it's trading on 50 markets, that will tell you this coin has come to stay. But if it's trading below that, God help you.
Okay. Now let's talk more about the bear market, because that was the original question. Crypto started after April when it looked like there was going to be another bull run. It started to go down. I mean, to the point now where we're hovering around 3,800, 4,000. Last time I checked, I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're right on that.
What are your thoughts on the bear market? Because I lost a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure you lost more than me, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. My loss is enough to cover about, I would say, about 10 people's 401k currently.
Jesus.
So, and that was one of the reasons why I decided to turn.
When did you realize, okay, we are in a bear market for the year?
Oh shit! It was super late. I think it was around September. September.
So then you realize it's not going to go up this year at all. It's just going to stay.
Then it was like too late to even cash out anyway. So I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna like leave these, you know, let it run its course. So yeah, my loss is close to pay about it could pay about 10 people's 401k in America.
Now a bear market like this, you know, I got friends, they do day trading. Are you familiar with that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm familiar
Do
with
you do
trading.
day trading at all or no?
What I do is I do some trading. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I do some trading, and like I said, only few coins are listed in about 50 plus markets.
Right.
So that reduces my my coins that I have to deal with. So
Right.
so basically, right now I'm only trading in Bitcoin Cash, BSV, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Yeah.
Okay. You know, the bear market. A lot of people were really hoping this would be a great year, that Bitcoin will go up. But you know, for a guy like me, you know, I'm a small fish. I consider you a big fish. I told you that already before. This is great. I mean, because I can afford Ethereum again. I can afford Litecoin again and Bitcoin again. And remember one time we were at this bar. It's called The Loop. That's where the pretty girls are at in Minneapolis, by the way. And remember I told you, I hope it goes down to 3,000 so I can buy more. And you're like, no, don't do, no. You said no.
Yeah.
And it did go down, not to 3,000, but down to 3,400.
Yeah. Well, I think we've bottomed out already.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm 100% sure we've bottomed out. We can't go as bad as this, and from the look of things, it has bottomed out, and now it's time to go back up. So, and from my assessment generally with the things that are coming up, mostly in January and February of next year.
The EFT?
Yeah, okay. Not even the EFT only. There is currently futures that they want to be selling on New York Stock Exchange by Baccarat. That's one of the models of the NYC. So once they have all these coins listed as well as NASDAQ, so it would go up, because then you have more institutionalized investors, and the big boys will have access to it again.
Right, and EFT is electronic funds transfer. I'm just trying to find the date, because it was supposed to be January last time you and I talked, and then they moved it.
Oh, you mean for the ETFs?
Yeah, ETF.
Yeah, ETFs. They're still basically
exchange traded funds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, I was interviewing a stock market guy earlier, so I got my stuff mixed up.
So they still basically determine the SEC is still determining when they will be able to do that. But I think one of the reasons for them, because they met with Van der Leek and the twin brothers. The
Winklevoss.
Yeah. So they've been. I mean, they've given them multiple proposals, and they are reviewing everything. But I know for a fact it will be next year that they'll be able to approve something like that.
Now here's the crazy part: if the ETF approves Bitcoin, I mean, this is gonna.
I think the minimum price they are looking at for your buying alone is $250,000. So yeah. So if the minimum buy is $250,000, and multiple people are looking to come in, you see how much money we're talking about. And the funny thing that I was looking at is that if you look at the loss in the stock market, for instance, they've lost close to like 4 trillion or something.
Yeah.
If 4 trillion goes into the crypto market, I can tell you today, Bitcoin will be at $100,000 per coin.
Yes, I believe that.
So it's all about the inflow of cash into it, and one of the things that led to the bear market is regulations upon regulations in different countries. South Korea, China. You know, most of the big players were moving out of China, moving their Bitcoin from China. Yeah. So it cost a lot of
fun.
Yeah. So one other thing now is that recently I read an article, but
fear. FUD is fear, uncertainty, doubt for those.
So they're basically looking now into considering Bitcoin as a property in China. So that way they can tax you on it, and you know it will be legal. Yeah. So if that is acceptable to them, and their central bank decides they want to have it listed like that, I think a lot of other people will come back on board.
Okay. Now, we're almost done, hon. We're almost done. I know she's like, okay. I'm joking. 2019 is upon us, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll post this on my Patreon. That's for my members who pay, and then by the time they see this on the main channel, we'll probably be into 2019.
Yeah.
Where do you see cryptocurrencies going? I mean, obviously, this is not financial advice. This is speculative. Nobody knows the future unless, you know, God comes here and says, oh, you know, this is what's going to happen. But where do you personally see, Mr. Fufu, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin going up? Because if somebody would have told me at the end of 2017 that Ripple would be number 2, I would have said bullshit.
Yeah.
I thought Dash, Ethereum, and Litecoin were going to go to the moon. I thought that, you know, right now, me and you, we would be, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at in the secret location. We'd probably be, who knows, at a penthouse suite in the Hilton. Who knows? But this is not bad. But where do you see cryptocurrencies going next year? Because nobody can predict the market. I mean, if we look at the history of the volatility of Bitcoin and cryptos, nobody can predict it unless you Charlie Lee, because he got out of Litecoin right before it crashed. I don't think that's a coincidence, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I would. If I'm to speculate, on the price of Bitcoin towards ending of February, I would say Bitcoin will be hovering around 9,000.
February of 2019?
Yes.
Okay.
By the ending of February, early of March next year. Yeah. The prices is going to be hovering around 9,000.
What about? I'm not gonna say where do you see it next year, December, because nobody can do that. But where do you see it in the summertime? Depending on. For some reason, I'm sorry, I'm having a little cough. But where do you see it in June or July?
Yeah, by that time, it depends on the outcome of what SEC has been able to come up with.
Yeah.
If they decided to like approve the ETF by that time, yeah, we should be looking at a very, very huge spike in high price of Bitcoin.
Okay, perfect. All right. Don't worry, Mr. Smith, aka Mr. Fufu. We're almost done. You pulled up in something. Was that a foreign card today at the? Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're at a secret location. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you where we're at because by the time I upload this, we won't be here anyway. But you know, we're at the Westin downtown. You know, by the time you hear this, we won't be here. But you pulled up in something. What was that car that you pulled up in with that bad Asian chick? God damn, she's bad. Has she got a sister? You know what I'm saying? Is she of age? You know
Oh no,
She's 8.
Okay, never mind then. What type of car is that?
Oh yeah, that's a Porsche Panamera. Yeah, it's considered. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's considered foreign since it's a German car. Yeah.
Okay. This is what I see happening. 2019 is still going to be a bear market for the most part.
No.
Hold on. Let me
Okay.
finish. It's still going to be a bear market, but it's not going to. It's still going to go up. So when I say it's a bear market, it's not going to go up like in 2017 where it just went astronomical. So what I see happening is that you'll see it, you know, go up and then dip, go up and then dip. It'll do some of that.
You just say like a stock market.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it dips too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're gonna see
because
some.
I don't want people to like lose the sight that because you don't deal every day with your 401k, you know, you probably just buy your 401k and keep it there. That doesn't mean it doesn't go up and down as well. Yeah,
I'm glad you meant because I don't check my 401k
exactly.
at all.
People don't check it, so they don't think it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. They just assume it's 401k, it's solid.
Right.
No, it's not. So when people want to batch Bitcoin, they talk about the how volatile it is.
Right.
Did you see what happened to SRMP? Did you see how it went down? Yeah. Did you see how every of this Dow Jones, everything went down as well recently? Yeah. So anything that go.
I just think that
the theory about life is anything you throw up is going to come down anyway. So
personally, I think that the more that blockchain, that adaptability becomes more mainstream, where you have more people using it, then that's why I'm saying 2020 we're going to the moon.
Yeah.
But once again, this is not financial advice. I'm just merely we're just speculating. But I do know this. If you're listening to this now and you still haven't looked into cryptocurrencies, at least, or Bitcoin, you're doing a big mistake.
Absolutely. Because if you look at Amazon itself, when Amazon started, there was a boom and bust of Amazon, you understand?
Yeah.
Before it became what it was today. So we bottomed out, like I said. We've bottomed out.
And here's another thing. If Amazon, not to cut you off, but if Amazon starts accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency,
overstock. Oh, did you know how much overstock made from accepting cryptocurrency?
I know how much.
They made so much money. They said they opened I mean, now they have like a whole branch of it, a department that only deals with that.
If Amazon does that, because Amazon right now is obviously they're the trendsetter in retail, even though they're not a brick and mortar business, but the way they're doing it, I mean, they're years ahead of the competition, right? But if Amazon accepts Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, that would really, really legitimize it in the mainstream to a certain level that, I mean, people, you can just see it in my eyes right now, hear it in my voice. It would, I think if Amazon did it, I mean, Bitcoin would literally be 100,000 the next day. I mean, literally the next day.
Yeah, like I said, Microsoft is already accepting it for some of their products.
Right.
So the more most of these big institutional comes in on board, the more people will be able to adopt Bitcoin as well. So if Amazon comes in and decide today to be accepting Bitcoin, I mean, that's good news for some of us that have bought in us way earlier though. I mean, way more good news. I'll probably be walking naked around on some beach somewhere.
Now, you know, obviously you've enjoyed some of your success with cryptocurrencies. Where are some of your favorite places that you know, on a more lighter note now, where are some of your favorite places that you like to visit or that you have gone to? Besides, I know you used to work in Dubai, but where else?
Dubai still remains one of my favorite places of all time. And
well, I heard Dubai is very expensive.
That's why it is.
Okay, all right.
And basically, I enjoy Switzerland as well because I have multiple friends over there. Then
or Switzerland, you said?
Yeah, Switzerland.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And yeah, I would, you know, most of the countries I've been around the world, in most of the places that have touched me are places I'm kind of connected to in some sense too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And second to last question, Mr. Fufu. I promise. I was trying to do an hour. We're at 48 minutes right now, so we're doing really good. What advice? Right now, there might be somebody listening to this who is thinking about investing in Bitcoin, but they don't want to lose money or they don't understand it. Because that's how I started. I didn't understand. It sounded like too complicated.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a brand new beginner who wants to invest in Bitcoin or cryptos? What advice?
I would say just buy Ethereum.
Okay.
Yeah, just buy Ethereum.
But how would you recommend? Should they go on Bitfinex or Binance or KuCoin? What would you say?
I would say register with Coinbase. Coinbase has simplified registration to the point that even if that is your first time of using a laptop, you'll be able to figure it out. And they have like the mobile app as well. You can also register with Gemini. It's owned by the Twin brothers. So those two exchanges are really good. And like I said, Ethereum and ZEC. Ethereum and ZEC.
But why those two?
Because they use Ethereum for ICOs.
Okay.
So
But don't you think that, I mean, there's a lot of competition that Ethereum will be replaced by Neo, EOS, which a lot of people say is actually better than Ethereum. Don't you think that that's going to overtake Ethereum?
But EOS, even most of their money was raised by Ethereum. They used Ethereum in raising most of their money. So, I mean, and when you look at all those coins, you need to look at the years behind them as well. You need to look at how much the developers are still on board and investing in it. So the developer of Ethereum is still mostly active, and is still going at it. I watched one of his summit recently, and they're coming up with a lot of other applications for Ethereum. Yeah. So
what was the name of the other coin that you mentioned?
ZEC.
How do you spell that?
ZEC. ZEC.
Okay. What type of coin is that? I'm not very familiar.
Yeah. ZEC basically. The reason why I would recommend ZEC is because it's an anonymous coin. So you if you're trying to send money in a way that you don't want it traceable.
Oh, Zcash.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want it traceable. You can use Zcash for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like I said, I don't even look at my altcoins right now because it's so depressing. Because it's been wiped out. Okay. Well, Mr. Fufu, I appreciate you coming on. Is there something that you wanted to talk about today that I didn't bring up, a question or a topic about cryptos? Or
yeah, like I said, this is the right time to invest. I recently I was just playing around. I just signed up on Gemini with their new app, and I only transferred 100,000 into it, and I think that was about a week ago or something.
Okay.
Yeah, 100,000 into it about a week ago, and I was playing around with buying of this exactly the coin I told you.
Yeah. Ethereum,
Bitcoin Cash, and ZEC. And that investment has gone from 100,000 to 171,000 as we speak right now.
Well, my birthday's coming. If you want to buy me a gift next month, you know what I'm saying? I take cryptos and I take cash.
I was just telling my girl to open a crypto account just in case I decide to send her some crypto instead of giving her cash these days.
I'm just messing with you, man. Oh, okay, all right. So hold on, I'm just looking at CoinMarketCap right now. It's interesting, and just to name the prices today for reference.
Okay.
So that way in the future when we listen, we can be like, hey, remember when we did our first interview? Bitcoin is at $4,053.41.
Yeah.
XRP is at 36.9 cents. Ethereum, whoo, 124.74. I'm mad because it went down to 90.
I just told you.
I should have bought it then, but I thought it was gonna go lower.
I mean, I told you we've bottomed out now. We've bottomed out. We're going.
Bitcoin Cash, $191.93. Litecoin, $32.48. I'll definitely be getting more. Tron, 2 cents. Cardano, 4 cents, and so on. Dash, I had so much hope for Dash. I thought Dash was really gonna come out this year. I was wrong. I know people came up. I made a video, right? I'll send it to you. My top 5 crypto predictions of 2018. People came back on and say, hey, what happened to Dash, man? You said Dash was going to go up. Dash, I thought Dash at the time.
I actually have a funny story about Dash though.
Yeah.
So there was this guy that I met a while back. He basically works at the restaurant then. So he was like, oh, what can I invest in, this and that. I'm like, all these coins are getting expensive. Maybe you just do Dash or whatever. So Dash was just coming right out. He bought Dash for around, I think maybe $5 or something. Jeez. Then Dash went up to $200 per coin. That was when he cashed out.
Jeez.
He basically has moved. He's moved back to Africa now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. He actually married an American right off the bat, and they live in a very nice area in Nigeria now. So.
That's crazy.
They both don't work anymore.
But anyway, guys, appreciate you, Mr. Fufu, for coming on.
And thank you for having me. And also, I would like to advise people that are just listening there. This is not financial advice. Yeah, this is not financial advice, but I would say it's the right time to get into cryptocurrency. You don't want to miss out. For those that invested early in Apple as a company today, they are happy about it. When the initial
Yahoo,
yeah,
Google,
yeah, so
Amazon.
yeah, you don't want to be the guy that woke up after 20 years and just finding out Apple has been existing. So yeah, so that's what we are talking all about. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fufu, what plans do you have with your beautiful, gorgeous girlfriend right now? I mean,
it's actually simple and basic. We're just gonna go home and cuddle each other, and you know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Fufu. You know, he a Bitcoin successful gentleman who I've met, very good friend of mine. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and maybe we'll do one again real soon. Hopefully, by the time we do another interview, it'll be 2019, and we'll be on a full-on bull run. So
yeah, we basically we are hopeful. We are hopeful with the listing that we are looking at for early 2019. One is likely going to happen by January 30th if all hands are on deck. We are waiting for CFCT to come back with their review. So as soon as that is done, they are listing it in New York on the New York.
What review are they?
They what they usually do is they go out, they get all of these comments and everything from people generally about what they think about that coin and everything. So once all of that is done, then we'll get it done. And I think for the ETFs, I'm looking at middle of next year when it will be approved.
Middle of next year.
Yeah, middle of next year. But they as well are also seeking public opinion. I think they have a page up that you can write your review about what you think about all these cryptocurrencies as well. So, and the more review they get that are positive, the more they'll be obliged to approve it. Yeah. So yeah.
And yeah, and like I said, people, I mean, this is not financial advice, and next time, hopefully, if there's a bull run, you know, we'll be maybe in Las Vegas, somewhere sunny.
I won't be in Las Vegas. I'm already planning to retire with that lady you're looking at.
Okay, I don't blame you. Ladies, she's beautiful. Trust me. I wish I could, but yeah, I can't. You know, we got to keep it on the. But trust me, she's. Woo! Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. It's your boy Solo. Mr. Fufu, thank you for coming to the Westin to meet me here. And don't forget my birthday. It's next month on the 22nd.
And you said you take cryptocurrency, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll send you my wallet. I'll send you my